I knew it. So I do own multiple 5+ figure businesses. And one day I'll talk about how I got those going. But one thing I like doing is I do like talking about other people's businesses and the successful founders and what they've done. And a lot of times we see the things that they do, rather than make $1 million or $500,000 or $10,000 or even $1,000 or maybe $1 billion. And we see the end result and we're like, man, I wish I can do that. How do I do that? And they think it's real quick, but certain things happen in order for them to be able to reach that point. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be like doing these live reaction videos from channels like CNBC Make It, and there's other channels that videos that be in my timeline of success stories of people who've made a lot of money. And I'm gonna play the video, and I'll pause at certain times because they may say something, but let me see. Yeah, they will say something, but they're not really saying the whole thing. And hopefully I'll be able to kind of fill in between the lines of what they're saying versus what's really going on. So right now, let me start on the first video. This is from CNBC Make It. This video just came out 4 days ago. So 4 days before this video was made. It's from CNBC Make It. So I'm just going to play this and I'm going to see what happened because I'm very interested. I'm not one of those guys who will play a video or actually see other people make money and be hating. I ain't one of those guys. I want to see other people win, but I also want to explain what they did and what was unique to their situation. All right, without further ado, let me start playing. This is my live reaction to all this.
I have always wanted to be self-employed. I'm really lucky to run a company like Guinea Loft where, these are small pets. Like, this is my passion. I've had these pets forever. I love caring for them.
Let me actually add the closed caption so you can see what they're saying. And I can understand what they're saying to them myself, just to make sure.
I love seeing customer reviews and just making the best possible product for them. I've actually met a good deal of other young entrepreneurs, but in my immediate friend circle, no one that I know does it. To them, I'm kind of just the guinea pig girl. My name is Bella Lynn. I'm 17 years old, and my Amazon side hustle brought in $409,000 in 2023.
Okay, so 2023. That's another thing to look at too. When somebody makes that kind of money, one of the things that you need to know is when did they make that money? And I like to say it has got to be within 3 years. So she did it in 2023. This video has been made in 2024. So it does work out. So let me continue playing this and let's see what she says. So she made $409,000 a year as a side hustle on Amazon at age 17. So let's see what she did. All right, so she launched a company called Guinea Loft on Amazon in November 2020. Dang, so she made this company in November 2022 when she was 16. And in 2023, $409,000 was the revenue. That is wild. So not even 2 years. Jeez. So let me see what happened.
I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Even from a young age in elementary school, I was always doing various kinds of startups. I had a small hand knitting business. I did the lemonade stand that all kids do, and I had a slime business in middle school. I was always trying out different ways to bring in little amounts of money.
So it said right there, let me go back. It said, hold on. All right, finding your niche. A niche is like a particular subset that you want to focus on. So yes, a niche is a particular subset. You definitely want to find a niche. So it looks like in her situation, it might be hamsters. I don't know what that is actually. Let me see. Oh, it's a guinea. My bad. It's a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So she invested $2,000 a year from birthday and New Year's gifts. So initial investment, $2,000. All right. So something to keep in mind.
The idea for Guinea Loft definitely came from firsthand experience. So I would say I'm a veteran guinea pig owner. I've had them for 6, coming on 7 years. And when I had guinea pigs for the first time, I started off just as any other guinea pig owner would. I had the store-bought cages, and with these cages, issues start to arise I think every guinea pig owner goes through.
All right, so a few things. So she owns a guinea pig, or she owns several guinea pigs. That's one. And the second thing is that she had bought store-bought guinea pig cages, and it looks like there's an issue with those cages. So not everybody just owns a guinea pig. I don't even know where to get a guinea pig from, to be honest with you. I'm sure if I look online, I can figure it out. But so that definitely is a niche, but I assume that a lot of people do own guinea pigs. So it's a profitable niche. It's a niche that people are involved in. So it's very interesting to see this. So she bought cages, and the cages didn't work the way that she wanted. So that is a problem. And it's the first thing you always want to have when you start a business is you want to find a problem. That is number one. Not even the product, not even the store, not even your customers. You want to find a problem. So look like something's going on with the cage. So let's see what the problem is. And because she owns guinea pigs, she might really know what the problem is. So let's see. So she felt that traditional guinea pig cages were too small and were too hard to clean. That's the problem. All right. So let's see how she solves the problem. So once you have a problem, you need to have a solution. So what is the solution?
I decided, hey, this doesn't work anymore. Let me build something by myself. So before I even started thinking about Guinea Loft, I was doing DIY versions of cages in my backyard. I was using materials like crates and bricks and other plastic trays and just trying to mesh together this DIY thing. But then...
All right, so then she tried to solve her own problem. And those are actually the best companies to start. These are companies that actually solve your own problems. So instead of you just looking online and trying to find a company that solves just a random problem that nobody has, or maybe few people have, or maybe you're trying to solve a problem for somebody and you don't know who that somebody is, try to find a solution to your own problem. And the plus side of finding a solution to your own problem is that it allows you to really try to find a solution to that. So when things go hard in terms of you trying to find a solution, because it's your own problem, you really want to find a solution. If it's somebody else's problem, you may want to find a solution. Maybe not. You probably don't care. But she's trying to find a solution to her own problem. So for you, if you're trying to start your own business, try to find a solution to a problem that you personally have, and then have the skills to be able to solve the problem. So she's going to talk about more. It says the issue that arose was that it was an ordeal to clean it. So it was very hard for her to clean the cages. So let's see how she solves the problem.
The issue that arose was just that it was an ordeal to clean it. It just wasn't a sustainable idea. And then from there, I felt that I had pretty much exhausted every other option. So I started to draw up in my notebook designs of what I wanted the ideal guinea pig cage to look like.
All right, so she basically is now making her own solution. So she tried all other solutions, it didn't work, but because she's so passionate about the problem, because she owns guinea pigs, now she's trying to make her own solution. So let's see what she does.
And that's kind of how I arrived at version 1 of the Guinea Loft cage.
All right, so V1, version 1. Okay, so her dad, So the $2,000 that came in, the initial money probably came from her pops. So a computer programmer connected her to a factory in China. So in Hangzhou, I think that's how you pronounce that. Hangzhou, China, through a former client of his. So this is Asians knowing Asians. But you don't have to be Asian to connect with a Chinese market, but through a former client of his. So this guy is a coder. The dad is a computer programmer. So I'm assuming he's getting paid, and he's basically helping his daughter with her own business. Shout outs to the dad. All right, so this right here is very important. So that line right there, she stayed up late after school to research and virtually test cages with the factory. I'm not going to pause on every single one of these, but the important ones, I do have to pause on them. So what she basically did ultimately was that she had various prototypes. So the factory, and with one of my brands that I did, Silky Mat, I did the same thing where you would go and you would find a prototype, or actually you would connect with the factory, speak with the workers, and then get a prototype. And then once you get a prototype, you get it back to you. It gets mailed back to you. It may take a few days depending on how you ship it. When you do a sample prototype, you definitely want to ship it with DHL. And so you would get your prototype, you check it out, connect with the supplier, tell them the things that you need to be fixed. And then they will send you another prototype. And then you keep going back and forth until you get the right one correct. But if you are in the United States, I do have to say this, if you are in the US, it is definitely an ordeal to connect with Chinese suppliers during the day, because it's about an 11 to 12 hour difference depending on where in the United States you live. 11 to 12, maybe 13-hour difference. So that, which means that 12 a.m. at where you at is 12 p.m. at where they at. So you kind of gonna have to stay up overnight. And then when you reach out to them, they don't immediately get back to you. So you have to wait till they get back to you. So that's like one of the downsides of reaching the factory in China. But the cost and the materials that they have is definitely worth it in most cases. So that's why it says here, it says that she stayed up late after school to research and virtually test cages with the factory. So she's basically connected with the supplier. And so I'm assuming from there, she's going to get a final version 1. So now she is solving the problem. She's ultimately solving the problem that she had. There was no store that's been created yet. She's just solving the problem. It took a year. Wow. It took a whole year.
When I first launched Guinea Loft, the reception was not at all what I expected. I wasn't sure if customers were going to take the plunge and try our cage because it was so new. So I didn't put any marketing into the first 100 units. I thought that our product was just going to get buried. All
right. So one thing I'm sure she's going to say I'm sure she's going to say after this is that it's going to sell out really quickly, and that's because she put it on Amazon. That's why the title of the video says my Amazon side hustle brings in $409,000 a year. So Amazon already has a pre-built amount of customers. As a matter of fact, if I was to go back and let me go to a site called, I forgot the name of the site. I think it's called Traffic Checker, I think is what it's called. I forgot what it was called. I haven't been there for a while. Not Traffic Checker, Similar Web. That's what it's called. It was called Similar Web. All right, thank God I found that one. All right, so SimilarWeb, if I type in Amazon.com, so SimilarWeb checks the traffic, and as a matter of fact, I'll just tell you what it does. So SimilarWeb global rank is number 7. That means it's the number 7th most visited website in the world. It's the 3rd most visited website in the United States, and it's the number 1 website for e-commerce and shopping in the United States. But the most important thing is right here, this 2.9 billion. So this is monthly. So every month, Amazon gets 2.9 billion users or billion people that come in to, and it says the sum of all visits on desktop and mobile from the last month. So 2.9 billion people that visited Amazon. So that is an opportunity, although you're not going to reach 2.9 billion people, but you are going to reach a lot of people if you put your stuff on Amazon. So I'm saying that as to say that she may have a product that she doesn't think is a good product, but because she's on a niche that a lot of people don't really, do or solve problems for guinea pigs, but because she's in a good niche and a potentially profitable niche, she put it on Amazon, and apparently she solved this problem. And I'm assuming that because she put it on Amazon, she didn't need to market. People was going to Amazon and type in guinea pig on Amazon, guinea pig cages, and I'm sure this is going to solve our problem and it's going to sell out. So let's see if she sold out these products. I'm assuming she did. And it sold out in 2 weeks.
When I saw that the first 100 units sold out on Amazon, I just knew at that time I had to go all into this.
All right, so now she had a problem. she solved the problem. So the problem was that she couldn't clean the guinea pig cages. It was not sustainable. She then solved the problem by building her own cage, and then she then marketed the problem. Marketed the solution. So her marketing was actually, so you want to find a problem, you want to solve the problem, you want to market the solution, and then after you market the solution, then there needs to be a way for them to get what you're marketing. The way that you get what they're marketing, that is your online store, or maybe your PayPal, or your e-commerce store, or your regular store. But there got to be a way for them to get what you are marketing. In her case, she put it on Amazon. So Amazon was a way for people to get what a solution was. So Amazon was a way for this lady to get, for people to get a solution. But Amazon, because it has 2.9 billion users a month, Amazon, she basically was marketing her own store without her even realizing it, because Amazon brought in 2.9 billion people every month. If you put it on Shopify, then you have to market your own self. But Amazon has its own marketing. Although they do take a high percentage of the product costs, and you don't keep the emails on Amazon. On Shopify, you do. But still, she did bring in a lot of money. Now she's talking about running the company. So she solved the problem. She found a problem. She solved the problem. She marketed it. She found a way for people to get it. Now she has a business. Now she has to run the business, which is a whole different game. I call this phase 2 of your business journey, actually running the business. So she is at a factory. So she has a 6-person team at the factory. Wow. All right. China. Nano production, shipping, okay. All right, so now because the guinea pig part was good, she then expanded her market to include rabbits, hamsters, and birds. But hopefully she can figure out the solution to their problem too. You just can't take a product and market it to everybody else. Each one of these animals has their own unique problem. So let's see if she figured that out.
Some of Guinea Loft's most important expenses, we have employees on payroll, we have to pay the supply chain workers, and then we have to purchase raw materials.
All right, I'm sorry, I gotta stop this one more time. So the title, and this is where people get it mixed up. So the title says she brought in $409,000 a year. As you can see right there, she brought in $409,000 a year at age 17. That's just the income, but she never talked about the expenses until now. But a lot of these channels, when they say, oh, I made $10 million, I made $1,000, I made $10,000, that's income. But it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. And she made $109,000 a year, but her expenses was $306,000. So ultimately, her profit, which is your profit is your income minus your expenses, the profit that she made was about $103,000. And you can see the expenses. Amazon took $186,000. So Amazon, just from one store, made $186,000. And that's why it's important to know how to code. Factory expenses, so that's the cost of the factory, paying the workers, is $83,000. Advertising, so I'm assuming that's Amazon PPC. PPC, which means pay per click. That's their Amazon model. Basically, if you go on Amazon and you look at a product and you see the word sponsored on there, that's an Amazon pay per click. And then shipping labels, to pay for shipping, $666. I put that little X on there, buying that. But anyway, so 306, 661 that she made. So her profit is about $103,000. So she made $103,000 a year. That's pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good, actually.
We also purchase things for manufacturing. There are
especially for the first year in business.
Shipping expenses. There are also fees from Amazon. Another thing is marketing. All of Guinea Loft's profits are currently being reinvested back into the company. And
as a business owner, you need to do that. I'm sorry I'm pausing this. There's so much information to unpack. Instead of one just watching this and be like, oh, I want to do that. It's a lot of information that's like not being said. So you, as a business owner, you always want to pay yourself last. Put all the money back into the company, let the company grow. And then when it reaches a certain point, then you start paying yourself. But you want to pay your workers, you want to pay your vendors, all the services that you're using, pay them first, and then you pay yourself last if you can. And that's how you grow a business. It's like you're growing a bigger pie, and you put the money back into the pie. And one day you'll be able to eat the pie, and the pie will be really good when it's big enough for you to eat. So a profit is $1 to $3,000. Yep, that's correct.
I decided not to pay myself a cut of Guinea Loft's earnings so far because I'm really lucky to be in a position where that's not something that I need to worry about. I'm lucky to have parents who, they make enough to provide for me. I was thinking if I can take these few $1,000s and work on more R&D, I think that that's more worth it than paying myself something that I don't really need.
Shout out to her dad. So 2024, so 2024, so this is August 2024, but this video came out 4 days ago, so she's already making $500,000 already this year. That is incredible. Which also means that competitors are coming, and that's the other part. So it made $921,000. All right, so they're about to reach $100 million. So they're about to reach $1 million, not $100 million. They're about to reach $1 million in sales.
I'm pretty anxious. Hitting 1 million is going to be huge. I feel that we're going to hit that before 2 years. Juggling being in high school and also doing Guinea Loft is definitely a lot of time because even when I was in school, I'm easily doing 20 to 25 hours a week working on this.
So she's working 30 hours a week while taking 2 classes on summer break. I guarantee you this company takes off. That 30 hours a week is about to be 80 hours a week, guaranteed. So, we'll see, because, running your own business is going to be crazy. But I don't know how her parents are. I don't know her life at all. But, maybe she might be forced to graduate. Who knows? But 30 hours a week, you about to be working a lot more than that. But it sounds good, though.
I definitely was thinking about possibly taking a gap year to work on Guinea Loft, but
yeah, and she eventually might.
Ultimately, I decided not to do that and to enter and then graduate in the class of 2028. I think a big part of that was because I'm really excited for the pool of opportunities and resources that I'm going to get in college. And if I'm working on my business simultaneously, I can kind of bring that into the college space and see what ways it can help me grow or what mentors that I might meet there.
I'm sure you all love dogs and cats. But what about the small pets of the world? Are all pets?
Okay, so she applied for a program, I'm assuming to probably get a grant. And that's her pitch right there. So she did a pitch. Good for her.
Really created equal? At just $65, they give you
$1,000.
solution. You can finally see your piggy.
I actually put that towards purchasing our first acrylic laser cutter. We had issues a few months ago where our products were consistently out of stock and we weren't really estimating the shipping cycles correctly.
Which always happens in business, especially if you have your own product business. You either have too much stock or you'll be out of stock. There's no in between. Because the shipping times from China, if you're getting your stuff from China, it just takes a long time, especially if you're shipping it by the sea. It takes a good minute. So yeah, that's something to definitely keep in mind. So to solve that, you can either create your own products by hand or have a team in the United States or know how to code and you can build your own product.
So that's definitely...
Or know how to mix things together and you can still build your own product. You don't have to know how to code.
They aided a lot in, number one, our stock issues. And then another thing is that all of these new cages that I said got released recently, it's all thanks to the acrylic laser cutter that we were able to test multiple versions and then get that V1 out.
So basically, she ended up getting her own product. Sorry, she ended up getting her own maker, her own cutter, acrylic cutter, because she's tired of waiting on China.
Some of the biggest challenges that I would say I faced in my time running Guinea Loft is, first of all, coordination with the team in China.
Of course.
There is a big barrier between us, time, distance, sometimes even language. All of our communication is in Chinese. My parents are immigrants, so I have good working proficiency in Chinese.
Shout Shout out to her dad, translating.
I would say that that's the extent of his help. He's not really inside the operations of Guinea Loft. My mom actually isn't really involved at all. Another challenge I've run into is just the developing of products and creating new versions, new iterations. So for example, our hamster cage, we went through at least 5 iterations of it. And then when we listed it, to be completely honest with you, it got bad reviews. They're saying, oh no, they're escaping, or maybe it's too small for a few hamsters. And for us, maybe we don't have that same experience. You know, we're testing with about 4 or 5 hamsters in China, and maybe our hamsters don't escape. So definitely recognizing the differences in people's pets and just tweaking it to make the best possible product for the customer.
And you better hurry up and tweak it before competitors come and start making their own versions.
I think that with a lot of parents, when kids are younger and they express an interest in startups with something trivial, it's very easy to sort of shut that down as something, you know, oh, maybe that's just kids, it's not going to be serious. With my dad, he always treated me as an adult. He never made fun of my passions. I'm really glad that he never brushed that off, because look at where we are now with the piggies. I 100% plan on running Guinea Loft while I'm in college, and hopefully, if it lasts the next 4 years, out of college as well. In the next 5 years, I'm looking at expanding into a fuller range of products. So for pretty much all small pets, and then we want compatible accessories for every pet. We're also looking at food for each pet, fun things for enrichment in their cage. And then of course, opening in-person stores is a really big dream of mine. The ultimate goal that I have for Guinea Loft is just to be the recognized small pet brand.
All right, and that is basically it. All right, so it's a cool story. What is her name? Her name is Bella Lynn. Bella Lynn. So Bella, congratulations on your story. You're doing big things, and that is basically it. Wish the best for your success as you move forward and to expand your team and to get your business, you know, just going. And that's that. So let me know if you like these. Just to really just like give insights to a story like that. And if you have any other videos that you want me to basically do an insight on, please let me know in the comments. Also, I only do business videos. So videos where people start their own business, not videos where people get a job. Nothing against that. But I know a lot of people want to start businesses, and it's very hard, and they think it's like impossible to do. I know they say 80% of businesses fail and stuff like that, but there are ways that you can cut through the noise. And so if you have any other person that you want me to, or any other business that you want me to do an insight on, let me know. And I'm gonna continue to do this because I like doing these things. Also, besides, you know, doing step-by-step videos on different stuff that I teach. So, all right, my name is Victor. I am done for the day, and you guys take care of yourselves.